Hello and welcome to day 24 of Inktober Tangles challenge. I'm Anica, a CZT from Croatia, and welcome to a new day and a new prompt. And today it is Hollibaugh by Zentangle, a very well-known tangle to many of you Zentangle lovers. I will start with one ribbon, kind of connects, and this is something that I would not normally do. I don't know why I did it. I would normally draw the ribbon and then I would add these aura lines, but somehow I don't know why I just added the aura line right away. So there it is, and another one. I don't know why. Some things are just inexplicable. You know how our mind sometimes works contrary to what we would expect it to do. Sometimes I really surprise myself. So here's another one, and again I'm doing the same thing, doing the aura lines first. Really counterintuitive. So Hollibaugh is one of the tangles that certified Zentangle teachers teach their students first, because it teaches us also a principle of drawing behind and above. So you can see that some of these ribbons are positioned in front of the others, which is a very good exercise for shading. And right now I don't have another tile that I will continue drawing on, so I will just maybe add one and perhaps add one ribbon that will extend to the new tile too. So I will just start drawing like this. I will not glue it yet, because I think that maybe I can do another day, add at least one more tangle before I continue to the new tile. So these are just a few of these really easy and simple ribbons that are intertwined. And I'm thinking about another one, maybe just here. Now I have this border already, you see here in the corner. If I hadn't drawn it before, maybe I would also extend this outside, or maybe I can also draw it. I'm not going to do it now. Later I will think about it, to maybe extending it so that it seems that it continues after it goes below the border here. Well, there are more than a few ribbons here. That might be enough. And I think, you know, with these small spaces between the ribbons and maybe between the ribbons and other tangles, I will just ink them in. Maybe your space, your tiles, your drawings look totally different than mine, but this tangle is really so easy to adapt to any space that you might have in front of you. So I'm sure that you won't have any problems with that. And I will stay consistent and just ink in this space too, before I move on to shading and highlighting them. So I think with this one, also two approaches of shading and highlighting come to my mind. One where you would only add shades below or above, which is like counterintuitive, at least for me, the tangles, and the other one where you would add shades and highlight wherever one is disappearing behind the other one, and I think I will do just that. So I will not use shades and highlights only on one side of the tangles. I will add it wherever there is a tangle that goes above the other one. And of course, also where these ribbons disappear below the border. And I don't have a border here. I can add it later too. So some more shade below the previous tangles. I have no clue about what tangles are next, so I have these weird spaces, and these ribbons almost serve as, or not almost, they will serve as strings, you know, when you start drawing a basic Zentangle tile, like an old school Zentangle tile, and you start with strings and then fill the spaces between the strings with tangles. So this is exactly what I'll do with my next tangles. I will fill these spaces between the ribbons, the Hollibaugh ribbons, with new tangles, whatever they are. You can see how I've crossed this to this tangle with my line. I wasn't really mindful and slow enough, so I'm just fixing this. And of course, like with every other tangle, next thing is just to add the highlights. I want to have a really white section here in the middle, some white here, a little bit more here, so you know, where you have more space, use some more highlight too. And if there's just a small section like here, don't add too much. And I will also put it here. I will not, later I will add it to the other tile after I glue them together. When I see which are the next tangles, maybe I won't be able to fit another tangle on this tile. Maybe I'll need to glue them now. Again, just blending this really mindfully because of how soft this paper is and how easy it is to damage it with scratching or just blending supplies. I'm adding some shiniest highlights with my jelly roll, as always. I was thinking about maybe adding some, you know, you can play with different embellishments on these ribbons, like this one. You can decide for yourself if you want to add them or not. Maybe you will prefer to leave it without embellishments. There are many also ribbon tangles that you might use to embellish this. But also just keeping it simple with just shades and highlights is a good idea too. I'm trying not to add too much to these spaces which are heavily shaded. I think that's just enough, you know. I gave it some interest, you know. I have some really faint white lines, but not too much. I think I'm done. Well, another shorty for today with a really simple and effective tangle. Hollibaugh is, you know, the tangle that you can use always. It fits with any tangle, with any composition. So it was quick and easy and fun. Thank you for drawing with me again, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.